The Canadian government issued 2.8 million study permits from 2020 until 2024. Imagine these paper balls representing that number, and each paper ball equates to 100,000 population. Well, guess what? In 2025, 1.2 million of them are expected to leave the country. The question is, will they?
So how did we get here? Let's go back to the COVID season. In 2020, the entire world closed their doors, and definitely Canada is one of them. No one could get in and out of the country. There were visa holders. There were temporary foreign workers that were stuck in Canada. And at the same time, the Canadian economy needed workers. There were no workers in the construction industry. There were no workers in the food and beverage, and even worse, during the time, and even now, as I record this video, there were not enough healthcare workers. The Canadian government then decided that there is enough workforce stuck in Canada, and they should explore and take advantage of that workforce. There were many different pathways opened by the Canadian government. One of the most popular is the TR to PR, which is temporary residence to permanent residency. The IRCC also implemented flexibility on due dates, on document preparations, on biometric submissions, and therefore having enough time for applicants or extra time for applicants to prepare their documents, to attend their biometrics, which then equates to better preparation for them. When a person is given better time, extended time to prepare, then that ultimately equates to higher probability of PR approval. International students during the time who could not meet the required Canadian experience or work experience were given extensions to meet the required work experience. And these are just really some example of the various implemented rules that the IRCC did for extension of PR pathway, leniency on PR pathway, and work permits for temporary foreign workers from 2020 until 2024. And now the IRCC has come to the public saying, we made a mistake, and we admit we made a mistake. We want all of those who benefited from the PR easing to get out of the country. 1.2 million of them. Justin Trudeau, too many press releases saying and admitting that his government made such mistakes when it comes to immigration. There are many reasons to these immigration cuts, and one of them, and this is a big one, is housing. There's so much demand in housing and not enough supply. There are so many people. The population of Canada ballooned that the housing industry is not able to cope with the demand. Another reason that Canadians are not happy with the immigration right now is because, according to them, companies tend to hire low-cost wage workers instead of Canadians. And another reason, according to them, is that TFW, or the temporary foreign workers, have the propensity to be abused by companies, because then TFW holders do not necessarily have much option. Whenever they are given the opportunity to work in a certain company, they grab whatever is right in front of them. And so to everyone watching this on temporary foreign work permit, on PGWP, on open work permit, spouses of international students, guys, I urge you, do not waste time. You have to find a job right now. As a matter of fact, if you want to turn this video off and find a job right this very minute, it is absolutely to your benefit. Where there is a job, there is a PR pathway. And another tip that I'd like to share with you is to avoid provinces that are too competitive. If you are in Ontario right now, you have to consider moving to another province. I have made loads of videos about Saskatchewan, about Manitoba, about New Brunswick, about Nova Scotia. These provinces are provinces that will welcome you. These provinces have got many PR pathways for you. You just need to find a job. And to those who are watching from international borders, guys, you do have a fighting chance as well, but you have to find a job. Again, I want to reiterate, where there is a job, there is a peer pathway. And if you're looking for a job, you're absolutely welcome to visit questjobs.online. In this portal, we have made your search and hunt and interview process for your job probability easier and effective and efficient with your time. We have categorized each job in accordance to possibility of PR and eligibility requirements. An international applicant, a post-graduation work permit, or even a work permit holder. We even say there that if you are inside Canada, if you need a legal status, or if you are a tourist visa inside Canada, do not apply such a job. So guys, we have got this portal for you. We designed this with you in our mind. Avail of the free trial. You are absolutely welcome to try it. Questjobs.online. And so, to ask the question again, will this 1.2 million temporary residents leave Canada in 2025 when their legal status expires? And honestly, I have a hard time believing that they will. Imagine spending so much time, so much effort, so much patience, and so much resources from coming wherever they are in the world to Canada, especially if they are international students. Being in Canada as an international student is not a joke. It is a very expensive pathway. And the government telling you it doesn't really matter. You were here to study. You are supposed to go back. The 1.2 million, I have a hard time believing that all of them will leave the country. There will be more people who will be abused by companies, because then when these temporary workers stay in Canada with no legal status, they are even more squeezed of opportunities. They are even more squeezed of resources. Therefore, whatever opportunity comes in their way, they won't have really the opportunity to say yes or no. They will just grab them. If a person is even worse, if a person has got family on illegal status in the country, yes, I hear you. It is by choice. But the question is this going to really, the immigration cuts, is this really going to solve the problem of the country? And this remains to be seen. According to the IRCC, 40% of targeted PR approvals from 2025 until 2027 are allocated to applicants who are already inside the country, and the other 60% is allocated to those who are outside the country. So to everyone, again, who are already inside Canada, guys, I urge you, look for a job, search for a job, and go to as many interviews as possible. And to those who are outside Canada, there's still 60% allocated to you. Do not fret. Do not lose hope. Just go out there and look for a job. The crazy thing is, Canada's economy is weak. Canada just avoided recession back in the COVID season because of immigration. The very same people that they are deporting right now.